You know, I used to think investing was all about numbers. Stocks, real estate, insurance plans, pension schemes. And sure, those things matter. But the older I got, the more I realized something. The most important investments aren't listed in any market. They're right here, taps heart, and here, taps head. If you're over 50, whether you're still working, recently retired, or just waking up to the beauty of a slower pace, I want you to hear me out. This is not just about where to put your money. It's about where to put your energy, your time, your heart. It's about finding peace in the second half of your life. So pull up a chair. Let's talk about what really matters. Invest in your health. Your body is the first bank you must protect. Let's start with the foundation, health. You only get one body, and after 50, it starts sending you reminders. My knees started speaking up in my 60s. My back began negotiating terms in my 70s. And now, in my 90s, I treat every morning stretch like a sacred ritual. Eat food that nourishes, not just what comforts. Move your body, even if it's just a gentle walk to the mailbox and back. Sleep well. Hydrate like it's your job. Don't ignore your checkups. That little ache? Get it looked at. Fruits became my allies. Apples to cleanse, bananas to energize, grapes for my veins, kiwi for gentle healing, cherries for inflammation. I didn't just eat them, I honored them. Your health is your first currency. Without it, every other investment becomes harder to enjoy. When you're young, you ignore your body, but after 50, it speaks louder every year. Trust me, your joints start whispering. Your heart beats a little harder. The sugar hits different. The sleep doesn't come as easy. So here's the first rule. Invest in your body like it's the last house you'll ever live in, because it is. Prioritize whole foods, daily movement, regular checkups, and most of all, rest. Walking became my greatest therapy. I started stretching in my 70s. I began drinking more water than coffee, and I added fruits like apples, bananas, grapes, and kiwi to my mornings. It wasn't just food, it was fuel for a longer journey. Invest in relationships. The real wealth is in people. Money can buy many things, but it can't buy a listening ear. It can't hug you when you're sick. It can't laugh with you under the stars. If you've let friendships fade, if your children feel distant, if you've been too proud to say sorry, this is the season to fix it. Invest in people, in love, in forgiveness. Call your old friends, visit your family, sit with your grandkids without a phone in your hand. That's the kind of legacy they'll remember. When my wife passed, it wasn't our bank account I held on to. It was her voice, her laugh, the memories we built in 60 years of sharing ordinary moments. When my wife passed, I didn't miss our bank account. I missed our morning talks, her humming in the kitchen, the way she said my name. People matter, more than profits, more than pride, more than being right. Call that friend you haven't spoken to. Hug your children longer. Apologize if you need to. Forgive even if they don't apologize. You want a retirement full of joy? Fill it with people who make your soul smile. Invest in peace. Declutter your life and mind. We carry too much, too many regrets, too many things, too much noise. Start letting go of grudges, of unnecessary possessions, of everything that no longer serves your peace. When I turned 80, I downsized, gave away most of my clothes, let go of old tools I no longer used, sold the second car. You know what I gained? Space, freedom, a lightness I hadn't felt in decades. Peace is not bought, it's cleared. I used to think peace was found on a beach or a mountaintop. Turns out, it's found in a quiet morning, with no notifications, and a heart that isn't racing. Declutter, not just your closet, but your mind. Say no more often. Choose fewer obligations, but make them meaningful. At 80, I gave away more than half of what I owned. The freedom it brought me, priceless. Let go of what no longer serves you. The lighter you travel, the longer you go. Invest in purpose. You still matter. Retirement isn't the end. It's a new chapter. but too many stop writing. Don't be one of them. Find something to wake up for. A garden, a journal, volunteering, a dog, a prayer, a passion. I started teaching young men carpentry in my 70s. They came to learn how to cut wood. They left with lessons about life. Purpose isn't about being busy. It's about being useful to someone, somewhere. Retirement doesn't mean useless. It means you finally get to choose how you spend your energy. Purpose looks different for everyone. For me, it became mentoring, teaching young men how to build, fix and think. For you, it might be a garden, or helping in your community, or painting, or storytelling. Wake up with a reason, even if that reason is just to smile at a neighbor. Purpose adds years to your life, and life to your years. Invest in learning, stay curious, stay alive. The moment you stop learning, you start aging twice as fast. Read books, ask questions, learn how to use technology, watch documentaries, learn a new word every day. When I was 85, I learned how to video call my granddaughter. That smile on her face the first time she saw me through the screen, it was worth every minute of frustration with that phone. Curiosity keeps you young. Learning keeps you relevant. Keep feeding your mind. The mind must keep moving. Your brain is a muscle. Keep it active, and it stays strong. Learn something new every week. It doesn't have to be complicated. A new word, a new recipe, a bit of history, a family story you didn't know. Technology scared me at first, but I learned to text, video call, even record my own voice journals. Now I share stories with my grandchildren across the country. Stay curious. Curiosity is the fountain of youth. Invest in financial wisdom. Simplify and secure now. Yes, let's talk about money, because it still matters. After 50, your goal is no longer to double your money, it's to protect it. Simplify your finances. Have a clear budget. Consolidate your accounts. Choose safe, stable investments. Stay away from schemes that promise the moon. Trust in slow, steady growth. Dividend-paying stocks, annuities, bonds, real estate you actually understand. These are your friends. And most importantly, live beneath your means. It's not how much you make, it's how wisely you manage. But here's the truth. At this stage, preservation beats multiplication. Focus on diversifying your savings. Don't keep everything in one place. Avoiding risky schemes. If it sounds too good, it is it. Setting up automatic payments and a simplified budget. Creating a will and naming a trusted financial contact. Downsizing expenses that don't serve your peace. Investing in stable, low-risk funds or annuity. And above all, living below your means. The best investment advice I ever got. You don't need more, you need less, wisely managed. Invest in legacy. What will outlive you? My legacy is not my savings account. It's the stories I wrote, the tools I passed down, the quiet lessons I whispered into my grandson's ear while we worked side by side. Write letters, record your voice, share your failures and victories. Donate to causes that matter to you. Plant trees you won't sit under. Legacy is not about being remembered by many. It's about being remembered well by a few. We all die, but not everything about us has to. Write down your stories. Record your voice. Make a photo album. Teach someone what you know. Plant a tree. Leave letters for your grandchildren. Your legacy isn't just money. It's memory. It's meaning. It's the values you pass on. In my house, I keep a box of letters I've written to my family for after I'm gone. Not to say goodbye, but to say, I lived, and I loved you. Invest in time. The most precious currency, time, is the most valuable asset in your portfolio. Spend it like it matters. Put your phone down. Look someone in the eyes. Watch a sunset. Listen to the wind. Every morning you wake up is a dividend paid by life. Don't waste it worrying. Invest it living. You know, at this age, time feels different. It's slower, but also more precious. So here's what I do every day. I protect my mornings. No rush, no screens, just breath, gratitude, tea, silence. Make time for what matters. Nature, reflection, prayer, laughter. time spent in joy is never wasted. Invest in gratitude. The mindset that changes everything. Gratitude made me rich, not in things, but in joy. When I was younger, I chased more. Now I thank more. Thank your legs for walking. Thank your eyes for seeing. Thank the silence for teaching. Thank the pain for strengthening. A grateful heart never runs dry. Even now, with wrinkles and aches, with losses and quiet evenings, I say thank you. Gratitude is the most profitable investment. It compounds joy, multiplies peace, and protects your heart from despair. Every night, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Some days it's deep, some days it's just a good pair, a warm bath, and no back pain. But every time I do, I sleep better. So you see, my friend, investing at old age isn't about getting rich, it's about becoming rich in what matters: health, relationships, peace, wisdom, legacy. Don't just count your days, make your days count. You are not too old to begin investing. In fact, you're right on time. And remember, the greatest return on any investment is a life well lived. Start now, because it's never, ever too late. If this message spoke to you, if it ignited a spark or gave you the courage to try something new, here's what I ask you to do. Please take a moment to like this video, to share it with someone you care about, and to subscribe to our channel. Our community is growing, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Together, we can support one another, share our stories, and walk through this journey of life with purpose.